guys. Just thought I'd do a video on this 03 RM250 that I built. Bike was in pretty good shape when I bought it, apart from a few things here and there. Engine had been built and whatnot, but no discredit to the mechanic that built it or the guy that I bought it off. But I was always just going to pull it down and rebuild it anyway. So I'll give you a rundown on the bike. Basically, front wheel is a RMZ rim. It's from Easy Race Products. Black A60 rim, spokes and hub. It's the same with the rear wheel, only the rear wheel's an RM actual wheel. It's got a brand new front disc bolted to it. On top of that, it's the front end is done, like it's been fully done. It's a 2014 RMZ 250 front end. All the bearings and everything have been replaced in the head stem and whatnot. The forks are actually stripped down by SPMX. I got the fork legs, the fork tubes anodized at Collins Anodic treatment. They're in Melbourne. The triple clamps have been Cerakoted in a custom grey by MTO Repairs in Pakenham. Really good guys. They helped me out with a lot of coating. Not just that, like they also did my my frame, which is it's called Nocturnal Gold. So it's kind of like got a gold flake in it. It's very subtle, so it looks kind of cool. Yeah, MTO Repairs did basically all my Cerakoting. So my fork lugs, my front brake caliper, they did my front brake master cylinder, and some other various parts on the bike, which I'll talk about in a minute. So obviously, everything I've done on this bike is basically either to brand new or, sort of reworked old stuff. The new stuff on it, I mean, obviously I got AS3, braided front line, AS3 clutch perch setup and clutch lever, which is actually unreal. Like it's basically the same as an ASV sort of deal, only a lot cheaper. Still runs exactly the same way. Rental bars, they're a 999 bend, so they're super low. I basically run those on like all my bikes, just because I'm a bit of a short ass. The original like rubbers for the throttle tube cover and all that kind of stuff were in pretty good shape, so I kept those. Obviously, I didn't need one for the clutch side because the AS3 system comes with all its own sort of rubbers and whatnot. New kill switch, grips, bearings throughout head stem, as I probably mentioned. Even the my head stem nuts being anodized black, just so it sort of goes with the flow of the bike, just to keep everything sort of looking uniform. Next up was Gpi Radiators. I mean, they're pretty cheap. From what I understand, they work really well. A lot of dudes that are building bikes are running them because they're easily accessible, and I probably don't imagine they hold the price tag of an OEM sort of setup. But they do have OEM radiator louvers on them. Any of the aftermarket stuff I found were red, blue, white. They just didn't really go with the actual sort of flow of the bike. The next thing I'll talk about is the graphics. So myself and Alex, the owner of Rival Inc., actually worked on these graphics. Basically what I've done is taken an old design from like a 96 through to a 98, I can't remember exactly what year they are, and just modernized them. The original shroud graphic was actually a SKDA design, which I sort of took and then tweaked to make it my own. Put some carbon fiber look through it and changed a bit of this and a bit of that, just to set it aside from the other guy's stuff, and to not directly steal someone else's design, which I'm not about. But lots of credit to those guys for actually doing a retro kit to fit the newer bikes. That actually looks really good. So yeah, me and Alex worked on this, and he sort of got it printed up and tweaked it for me and made it look really cool, and did some of the stuff that I couldn't actually do because I usually use my iPad, which it's an actual nightmare. But yeah, moving along. So the pipe's bills, silencer is bills. I mean, I love these things as a kid. That I'm pretty sure that the Bills developed these pipes for Suzuki's back in the day. So really, it was just, there was no choice. I wanted it, and it looked unreal, and I just felt like it really contributed to the finished product of the bike. A lot of the other pipes on the market, I wasn't really happy with. A lot of the nickel plating and stuff, I don't really like it. I mean, each their own. Like, if you like that, that's cool. It's personal preference. But for me, I just felt like it wouldn't really look that great on this bike. So I just went straight to Bills and got that done. Brand new OEM Kickstarter due to the owner of MCD, Matty Warren, basically telling me that the old one was shit and that it needed to be done. So that was an expense that I didn't really want to go through, but I mean, it paid off in the end. So cheers, Matty. Love how you like spending my money. Biggest thing on this bike, I think, is the custom frame guards. So these guys here, anyone with an 03 RM at all, even a CR, I'm pretty sure, you can't find any reasonable looking frame guards that fit these bikes. They're all really either ugly, or you need to get something from a later model or a model before and modify them to fit. So when I first started the build, I actually met a dude named Kane. He runs his own resto business called Garage 11. I bought some carby hoses off him, and just, obviously over the time after that, we just sort of chatted more and more and more, and I was happy to see that he did CNC machining and laser cutting, and talked to him about doing some custom frame guards, and he was all on board. And to be honest, like, yeah, the process was kind of not slow, like it took as long as what I thought it was going to take, but that was basically all I was waiting on, so I could show you guys this bike, was the frame guards, because I really want to help him out, really want to showcase what he can do, and I really want you guys to jump on board and follow him, because his bike restos are really good. He's super passionate about what he does, and it's honestly, you have to pay him to do the work, but he's not unreasonable, and he does it for the passion. It's not about making a buttload of money off anybody. I won't tell you how much I did or didn't pay for these frame guards, but every step of the way he was unreal. And I actually couldn't be happier with them. They came out awesome. They look better than anything else on the market that I've seen, in my opinion. And I'm the only one in the world with these actual frame guards, so that's a big bonus for me. I mean, I'm happy for people to talk to him and see him and get these frame guards for their 03. That was part of the grand scheme of things. But at the moment, I'm the only person with these guards, and like, the passion and the effort that he put in is second to none. So thanks, Kane. His Insta is garage_11, the word, _11, the number. Check him out on Insta, give him a follow, see what he's doing. I'm pretty sure you'll appreciate the stuff that he does. Moving along from that, obviously you guys can see the Darnell official logo. My boy Daniel from AMX in Bayswater helped me out with it, like a buttload of parts and bearings and things like that for my linkage and head stem and all that kind of stuff. And a few other bits and pieces, bars and all that kind of business along the way. So thanks, Daniel, for all your help, man. It was awesome, and all the late night bullshit talks about two-strokes on Insta and stuff like that. So it was good to chat to a like-minded person. And he's also built a really, really, really nice CR125. So check out his Insta as well, and you can see his bike. And I'm sure he'll help you out with parts and stuff along the way, like from AMX in Bayswater. Obviously, Boysen clutch cover, everybody's got them, easily accessible. They don't cost an arm and a leg, and I really like the magnesium look, so that's the reason I went with that. Again, rear suspension has been done by SPMX, coated by MTO. I've already mentioned that sort of stuff. Rear brake caliper and hanger has been coated by MTO as well in Armour Black and the custom grey. I don't know if you can see it, but there's my little carbon fibre Bill's silencer, which looks and sounds unreal. Preload Performance in Sydney they coated my water pump and my inner clutch cover, just due to them being close to the guys that built my engine, which I'll explain more about in a minute once I spin this bike around, if I can spin it around. MTO also coated my rear master cylinder as well, and got that looking really good. The swing arm, subframe and my linkages, they were all vapor blasted by the Hydroblast shop in Dandenong. Really good guy, South African guy, I can't actually remember his name, sorry. Also restores older bikes, not so much dirt bikes, more like old racing bikes. I'm not 100% sure what they are. Really knows his stuff. Shone a lot of light on some things that I didn't actually know, and if he didn't, I probably wouldn't have got the finish on the swing arm stuff that it actually has, because I didn't know that it had to be bead blasted a certain way at the start, and and then clear Cerakoted, which was also done by MTO, just to, stop it from dating super quick and keeping the pitting down to a minimum, which I'm sure everybody who likes dirt bikes knows about pitting aluminium. It's an absolute nightmare. While talking about clear Cerakote, my Bill's pipe I actually coated with Cerakote wipes. Now that, it doesn't hold up against everything, but it does put a good coat over the pipe. Being raw, they tend to rust, and it just means you don't have to oil it after every ride. I mean, I don't know how often I'm going to have to coat this thing, but I just know that I'm not going to have to oil it after every single ride, and it looks really good. It brings up a really nice finish on it. So I'm going to try to turn this bike around and show you guys some other bits and pieces. So just bear with me while I try to spin this thing around without knocking everything over.